Hey y'all, it's your girl Simone and welcome back to my channel. If y'all can see by the title, today is another story time because I promised y'all 2 in 1 week. So don't ever say I'll be lying, y'all. But anyway, before we get into this video, y'all already know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, give your girl a thumbs up, and comment down below. We on the road to 100K. We 4K away, y'all. But yeah, if you watch my last story time where I played the part, and y'all know y'all had secondhand embarrassment for me. But anyway, if y'all watch that story, at the end of it, I did go ahead and touch on this story. Remember when I said about the Chicago people guys or whatever? Yeah. So this is what this story is about. So let's get straight into it, okay? So this story took place some time ago. We're gonna just say that. And at this time, oh, let me make sure. Okay, so let's get straight to it. So it was this boy. We're gonna give him name. We're just gonna call the boy Chicago because that's where he was from. So it was this guy who lives in LA or whatever. I don't know if he's still living in LA. I don't know, kind of keep in contact with him. But he was from Chicago and he was a rapper or whatever. And y'all not gonna guess who it is. So don't be in the comments trying to guess who it is or whatever like that. Because there's a lot of rappers from Chicago that moved to LA or lived in LA. I don't know. But anyway. So he would DM me and stuff a lot, and like back and forth we end up exchanging numbers and we'll text, FaceTime, and all that other stuff. So he will always be like he want to see me, you know, like he'll always be like, I want to see you, I want to take you out, this, that, and the third. So I will always just kind of give him the runaround because it was more like, I don't know. I just would give him the runaround because I was just so nervous to go see him by myself. And I know you're probably thinking like, girl, you're grown as hell. But I was so nervous to see him by myself. So just so happened this one day he ended up FaceTiming me and he was just like, what you doing today or whatever. So I'm like, me and my sister is going to this party. So the party, it was like a theme party or whatever. I can't remember the theme. But yeah, so we did find out last minute. So I'm like, we're going to this party or whatever. So he was like, dang, like I wanted to see you, I wanted to take you out today. So I'm like, well, you could see me later, but I'm gonna be with my sister. You know, I'm thinking like, ooh, perfect, I could actually link with him, but I am gonna be with my sister. So he was like, okay, well, he's like, I'm gonna have to find a homeboy because, you know, like y'all could. He was like, dang, okay, well, I'm gonna have to find somebody who I'm gonna be with. I'm gonna see, I got somebody for sis, I got somebody for sis. And I'm like, all right. He's like, yeah, because I don't just be with niggas every day. Mind y'all, his Instagram, he's with niggas every day. But he's like, I don't just be with niggas every day. Like, you know, so I got you, though. I got somebody for sis. So I'm like, all right, cool. So later that day, me and my sister went shopping trying to find some clothes to wear to this party. But we found out literally like the day before. Like she got invited and she invited me. So we got invited like the day before. And the theme, I forgot what theme it was, but we could not find an outfit in time to get to look cute at this party, and we knew everybody was gonna look cute, so it's like, why go to the party and look dumb? So I didn't care. I'm like, we could go if you want to, but my sister was like, nah, I'm not trying to go and look stupid, so we don't have to go. We could go just meet up with your friend or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. So me and her end up, because I ended up going back home, and that's when we decided, when we went home and we was really trying to figure out stuff. So we ended up linking up. I linked up, I went to her house and we parked or whatever. So I call him and I'm like, what's up? So you still want to see me or whatever? So he was like, okay. So I told him, I was always telling him that I liked it Bossa Nova, right? So he was telling me like, oh, I got a place that's better than that. Like, I'm gonna show you a place that's better than Bossa Nova. So I'm like, all right. So he was like, yeah, y'all want to go eat or whatever like that. So I'm like, I'm not really tripping, it really don't matter. So he's like, all right, cool. So he was like, here go my boy, he want to see your sis. So he I put her on FaceTime. So she like, hi, you know, she talking to him. He just like, oh, okay, what's up? You look good, like, you know, da-da-da-da-da. Like, they on FaceTime, they chopping it up. So I'm like, all right, send me your address, we finna pull up. Because he lived in like, that doesn't matter, but he lived kind of far. So I'm like, all right, we're gonna pull up. And that was the plan. We was gonna pull up and we was gonna go from there because he said the place was like on his side of town or whatever like that, but it didn't matter. So yeah, so mind y'all, this boy used to always, every time we would talk and just talk randomly and shit, because we wouldn't really talk like that. That's another reason why I was like nervous to meet up with him by myself, because it's like he had my number, we had each other's number, but he wasn't good at texting. Then he would only want to talk randomly when he FaceTime me. I don't like to sit up on FaceTime, and it's like, so basically we wouldn't really talk. Like, it would be a random ass FaceTime, and it depends if I wanted to answer that day or not. Because I would text him, he wouldn't text. Like, he would text, but it would just be like so fucking dry. So we wasn't really talking. But when we would talk, he would always make it clear, because we'll talk about certain situations. I'd be like, oh, you seen what happened in blah 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 so shade room, and he'd be like, yeah, like, see, that's why I don't be having niggas at my house. My crib I do not be having just niggas kicking in my house. It's not the spot, mind y'all. This is what he said. So anyway, so he was telling us like, okay, here's the addy. He was like, y'all could pull up, even though my house is not the spot. spot though, like y'all, but y'all could pull up, I trust you or whatever. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So we end up driving to his house. Mind y'all, now at this point, my sister and old boy, his homeboy, we're gonna call his homeboy Tooth, and we're calling him Tooth because he didn't have any. And y'all, it's crazy because on FaceTime you cannot tell. Like on FaceTime he looked cool, like he looked cute. She was like, okay, he cute, like he sound good, like, you know, he got the little Chicago accent, shit like that, like he look good, whatever. So she was like, okay. So she was like, well, I don't know if he had a Chicago accent. I don't know if he was from Chicago too or from somewhere else, but he had an accent, shit, somewhere. Anyway, so she exchanged numbers with him. So he texting her at this point. He just like, okay, what you like to eat, like da 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 da. Like he's really just texting her. They texting back and forth, but not too much or whatever. So we getting closer to getting there, and I think he had sent her his message and she didn't end up replying, but it wasn't nothing serious. And mind you, we're on the way there. So anyway, we pull up to where he live at, and he gotta give us the code so we can get in the gate or whatever. So we pull in and we like, okay, where do we park? Because we see like all the buildings, but there's literally like, how do we park? And then it was like a parking garage, but it's like you could tell it's only for the people who live there. There's no like extra parking like that. It was, but we don't know how they parking is. So we're like, where do we park at? So he's like, okay, pull right here. I'm about to drop my location. Pull right here. Like I'm in a car. So I'm like, all right. So we pull up, and they was in a car. It was like tinted the fuck out. It was a car just sitting there, and he was like, you could pull up like behind me right here. And so we pull up right there. So I'm thinking like, okay, we're just about to go follow them now. Like we not going in the house, which was okay with me because it was like, you know, we was gonna go eat anyway. But mind you, me and my sister, we had got some food. Did we get some food before? I don't really remember. But anyway, so I'm like, all right, but we wasn't starving at this time. It's not like we were starving. I think we did eat a little bit fast food on the way or something like that, because like, mind you, it took us like an hour to get to his house. But anyway, so he ended up hopping out the car that he was in, and then the car ended up pulling off, and he was like, y'all pull up some more. So we pulled up, and he was like, okay, like what's up, like, you know, like how y'all doing? Like, so we like, we good. He was like, all right, that's cool. He was like, if y'all don't mind, like y'all want to come in for a little bit, because I'm actually finna I'm waiting on somebody real quick, and then we could, you know, go do what we gonna do. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like, where could we park at? So he was like, just leave y'all car right here and put the hazards on. So my sister is like, I don't know, like I don't want my car to get towed. So he like, nah, it's cool. I'm cool with the security. Mind you, security riding around on the little golf cart, and they looking like they just so irritated with him, like he do this shit all the time. So he like, nah, it's cool. You can leave your car right here. He's like, we just finna be in there for a cool minute anyways. It's fine. He's like, and plus I live up right here, so you will see, like you can see from my balcony like your car. So we like, all right. So we leave the car, we end up going inside the house. Y'all, when you walk in the house, the first thing when you open the door, you can see straight into the living room. So, y'all, even though it's like a long hallway down, but you can see straight into the living room. So we walk in the house, we get to the house, and like you could hear music coming from the door when he trying to open the door and shit like that. And first, before he even walks in his house, in his own home, he called somebody and told them like, hey, this me, I'm finna come in the house. So he ended up unlocking the door. Something like, who is he talking to? Maybe he's talking to Tooth, like, you know, I don't know, maybe Tooth is paranoid or something. We walk in the house, it is niggas. It's like the million-man march up in this motherfucker. Like, it is so many fucking people, and it's crazy to me because I'm just thinking like, I thought he said his house wasn't the spot. So I'm like, oh, y'all having like a little kickback or something like that? He was like, nah, it's crazy because these niggas just popped up over here. So I'm like, mind you, I was like 6 different people, 6 different niggas. It's just all niggas, and me and her the only girl. But it was just like, what? So anyway, so he like, yeah, nah, they just popped up over here, but y'all good with them. So anyway, we walking in. When we walking in, the first person you see on the couch, like right there on the couch, is Tooth. Tooth is right there, and he just sitting there like grinning, but with his mouth closed. So when we walk up, he like, my sister was like, hi, and he smiled and was like, what's up, baby? Mind you, just gone. And I'm just looking like, the fuck, because before he gave him the phone, he like kind of gave it to him without telling me. I seen him on FaceTime, and I'm just like, this nigga did not, what the fuck, like, nigga, put your dentures back in. I don't know what happened to his teeth. So she talks, so she looking, but you know, I know her face expression was kind of like off, but he probably thought she was grinning like, ooh yeah, I like that. But I don't know what he thought. But she like, hi, she gave him a hug or whatever, they talking. So then it's another guy. So only 3 of these people is gonna get a name. So, well, Chicago, he got a name, of course, because, you know, he's the reason why we're here. So Tooth is the man with none. And then there was another boy, we're gonna call him Store Runner, and y'all will see why. And then there's another boy, we're gonna call him Glock, because he kept playing with that thing. Like, it was very uncomfortable. So anyway, when we can walk in, Glock, he said it was like other people. The other people don't need name because they're not really important. But Glock, he's sitting down and he just looked mad as hell. He just like looked real mad. So when I walk in, you know, we both give a general hi to everybody. They just like, oh, what's up? You know, say something back. Who didn't say nothing back? Glock. He didn't say shit. He just still looking there mad as hell. He looking like we the ops, and he looking like, why the fuck you done bring the ops over here? I told you I didn't want a truce with these niggas. Like, that's how he was looking at us. And I was just like, okay, let's hurry up, do what you gotta do, and let's get up out of here. And hopefully he ain't coming because this wasn't a part of the plan. So anyway, so we just talking and chilling. Mind y'all, the couch, like, okay, it's so many people in there's nowhere to sit. So Tooth, he like kind of scoot over to let my sister sit down a little bit. He gave her like this much couch space, but he could have scooted over more, but I guess he didn't want to be too close to his homeboy, so he scooted over a little so she could sit down. But mind y'all, what's it called, Chicago, he was just like, okay, he was like, yeah, we still gonna go to the spot or whatever. And I'm like, okay, you know, I wasn't really tripping. Like I said, we had ate a little before we came, so we was really gonna chill with them anyway, so it really didn't even matter. So he was like, but if y'all want something for now to hold y'all over, I got some food up in the kitchen. So I'm like, oh, what y'all got? So he told us it was some spot. I don't even remember the spot, but it was like soul food, I believe. But it was catered. Mind you, he has a lot. Like, when we went in the kitchen to go look, he was like, y'all can see what y'all want. It was a lot of fucking food, like big ass containers, like catered. So I'm like, it had to have been more people here. Why you talking about your house, not the spot, nigga? You got catered food. So we looked at the food and we just was kind of like, nah, we didn't want none, whatever like that. Because I don't know, y'all probably was digging y'all hands in the shit and shit. I didn't see how y'all got this food out, so I don't want to just go and next thing you know, I'm sick. Like, no, I'm cool. So we was just like, nah, it's okay. And plus, again, we wasn't like hungry like that. So I'm like, dang, y'all got a lot of food. Like, y'all was having a little party or something. So he like, nah, my house is not the spot. Like, these niggas this is not normal. Mind you, it's a nigga sitting down playing a game on the floor. This isn't normal. So he was like, nah, I just be eating. Like, I'm a foodie. Remember, I told you I love food. That's how I told you I got a better spot for you than Bossa Nova. So he was like, I love food. Like, I love food. So I'm like, dang, so you be eating that much food? Like, nigga, you need a fucking 40 piece of chicken? Like, what? Why would you, like, come on now, let's be real. So he was just like, yeah, I got a lot of food. He was like, just so happened these niggas pulled up. And I was just like, oh wow, so like you didn't even order it and tell them like you should come through because I got all this food? He's like, nah, they just so happened to pull up on me, and I already had the food. So, you know, we was just eating, we just vibing and shit like that. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. So he like, yeah, he was like, but we finna go in a minute. He was like, but I'm just waiting on this boy. We just gonna call him YouTuber, because it was this YouTuber boy. Like, he doesn't need a name, and I'm not gonna say his real name, but it was a YouTuber that wanted to pull up and like talk to him, discuss some shit, because they was gonna do like some little like promo type shit with each other. So he was like, yeah, I'm waiting on him to pull up so he could like, you know, so we could talk business and shit like that real quick. And he's like, and then we could go where we going. So I'm like, all right. So when he said that, Glock just seemed irritated, like he don't like him. So I'm thinking like, whoa, like, because he told me the person name, he said the YouTuber boy name. So I'm just like, I guess he's not a fan of his channel. Like, he doesn't like him. So he just seemed annoyed. So anyway, we walk back over there, and I'm just standing there because, you know, he's standing there and I'm standing there, ain't nowhere to fucking sit. It's all these niggas. So I'm not really tripping. I'm like, you know, so he was like, you can sit down if you want to. So y'all, I look around like, and I was just like, nah, it's cool. Because I'm looking, mind you, it's nowhere to sit. Even though I knew that, I don't know why I didn't just say, nah, it's cool. When I looked, he was like, no, you want to sit? I'm like, we sat for a long time coming here. My sister's sitting on the little edge of the couch next to Tooth talking to him. So I'm just like, yeah, no, it's cool. I'm not tripping. He walks over to Store Runner. Mind you, Store Runner is like slanted down on the couch. He on his phone like this. He had like some chips on his lap. He like this, just on his phone. He walks over to Store Runner. He picks the chips up, and he was like, here, bro. And Store Runner like reaching for the chips, and he like pulled him back, and he started pulling Store Runner arm, like the arm that he had his phone in. He started pulling his arm and was like, get up, let her sit down. What the fuck? Why you could have just asked him to let me sit down? Why'd you start just disrespecting that man like that? Like, so he was just like, oh, dang, bro, all right. So he get up and he grab his chips and he just sit on the floor, you know, go back to his phone. So where he had me sitting at, it was kind of a little bit close to Glock, and I'm just like, why you gonna get it right here? So I end up sitting down, whatever, and he's standing in front of me. He just like, yeah, you know, we just talking, whatever. Tooth is talking to my sister, but being real just on her like she was a fucking Thanksgiving dinner. Like, he was just drooling, like, and we just sitting there like we talking, whatever. It's regular. So next thing you know, he was like, oh, I'm finna go outside real quick. I gotta check on something. So we like, oh, like, can you make sure you check on the car too when you go? He's like, yeah, and the balcony's right there. So anytime y'all want to look down, you know, you don't hear no tow truck, y'all good, whatever. He's like, but I'm gonna check on something, so I'll be right back. So I'm like, you want us to come with you? Like, he was like, nah, it's cool, I'm gonna be right back. Like, I'm gonna be right back. So he leaves out and he leave us in the house with these fucking people. So I'm just like, oh my God. So I hear Tooth telling my sister, like, why you didn't text me back? And she was just like, oh, like, we was pulling up. So I just was like, you know, I'm finna see you right now. He's like, but you could have told me you was here. Like, why you didn't text me back? And she just like, oh, like, you know, like, what the fuck? Like, why are you pressing her about texting you back? He's like, don't be one of them people that don't be answering the phone or texting back. Like, let me know now if that's how you gonna be. What? Like, what are you talking about? So she like, boy, like, you know, she was talking to him and I'm just sitting there like on my phone, like scrolling, like, what the fuck? So anyway, her and him end up switching seats, so me and my sister we sit next to each other, because at this point Tooth was in the middle. So me and her, he switched seats, we sit next to each other, and I'm kind of like writing in my notes but like kind of showing her like, let me know when you're ready to go. Like if I take somebody somewhere and we go somewhere, even if you don't, like, I could just read the room, I could read people, like, but even if you don't give that vibe, I always just off top let my friends know, like, whenever y'all ready to go, let me know. It's not a problem with me. Like, you do not gotta be here. I don't know why my purse right here is making me look like it's my ear. Like, it's really looking like, I don't know, is it me or I'm tripping? But anyway, so I'm just like, let me know when you're ready to go. And she was just like, you know, basically like, we good, you know? So he just like, what y'all doing? What y'all talking about? Like, she's showing you something? And I'm just like, yeah, he like, I want to see sis. And I was just like, oh shit, my phone refreshed, that shit is gone now, like, with something on the shade room. Like, I'm just saying anything because I'm just thinking, like, why do you want to see? Like, why are you all in our business, sir? Like, and we not over here asking you where your teeth go, like how we didn't notice you didn't have teeth on FaceTime, now you don't have none. Like, we're not asking you these questions, but you're asking us questions. So next thing you know, we like kind of talking, him talk, oh, like, what was it? Like, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but I'm quick like that. So I forgot what I said to him. But next thing you know, Glock just like, man, I hate when niggas do that shit. So it got quiet between me and my sister, but he's still talking to us. Boy's still playing the game. Oh, but store running on the floor laughing. The other nigga still doing what he doing. So I kind of like look over like, and this nigga just sitting there looking mad. And I'm just like, okay. So next thing you know, he get on the phone and he start arguing with some girl. Like, I'm not even like really in his conversation like that, because again, this nigga is just really playing with this thing. Like, not playing with, he wasn't like twirling, but he wasn't twirling like that, but he was playing it with it, like, you know, like, okay, let me see if I got an example. Like, okay, like this, like, clumsy, I cannot do that, but this nigga, that's how he was playing with it. Like why are you doing that? Like, this was very fucking uncomfortable. So next thing you know, I'm just thinking like, where the fuck is Chicago? Like, Chicago need to hurry up. So I'm texting him and I'm just like, everything is okay. Like, he was like, yeah, everything's fine. Why? Like, I'm gonna come back up in there in a minute. So next thing you know, he get off the phone with arguing with the girl, whatever, and he was like, man, this bitch, she really want to try me. She really want to try. Like, he's really hot. I'm just thinking like, why is she talking to this man like this? Like, I wouldn't even be talking to him at all. But yeah, so he just seemed hot. Nobody's paying him no attention to what he's even talking about, because at this point I'm assuming he's talking to them because he's not on the phone. So it's like, who is he talking to? But I guess they didn't care to hear what he had to say. And anyway, so next thing you know, he was just like, store runner. And he was just like, what's up, nigga? He was like, go to the store. I need some of this, that, and the third. So they like, oh, nigga, since you finna go to the store, everybody start putting their orders in and shit. So Tooth put his order in. He didn't even ask us if we want to put an order in. So store owner like, man, and they like, nigga. So Glock like, nigga, go to the store. So he like, all right. So he get up, he goes to the store. Nobody handed him cash or nothing. Like, he just got to pay for himself. So he get up, and while he's leaving out, Chicago is coming back in. So he was like, yeah, oh, boy finna pull up in a minute. He said he should be here any minute now. I'm talking about YouTuber. So Glock was like, man, when that nigga come, I'm gonna have to sit that nigga down, because I don't trust this nigga. And he was just like, bro, he cool. Like, he cool. And they was like, nah, we gonna have to sit that nigga down. So I'm sitting here like, what the fuck they mean sit him down? Like, what? And have a conversation about the birds and the bees. Like, why are y'all sitting this man? Like, what, y'all gonna come in, put a chair down and say, sit the fuck down? Like, I was so confusion at this point. I'm like, what the fuck? So he was like, yeah, he'll be here in a minute now, though. But mind y'all, Chicago is keeping a smile on his face the whole time. Like, he just seems so happy. Like, he's just so happy. So next thing you know, he was like, you want to see my little man cave? Like, you know, AKA, I'm not dumb, your room. So I'm just like, sure. Like, you know, because he was like, yeah, let me show you it. But mind y'all, he wasn't on nothing like that. Like, he wasn't. And even if he was, that's my grown ass business. I'm just kidding. But no, anyway, so he was like, yo, like, I'm talking like mile a minute. Okay. So he was like, you want to see my man cave? So I'm like, all right, sure. So I get up and I go into the room. Like, we go into the like room, and he's showing me like his room was actually decorated nice as hell for him to be a man. His whole house was actually really clean and nice. But anyway, he's showing me, and he's just like, yeah, he want to show me his TV. Like, I never seen a TV before. Like, bro, I got TVs at my house too. I got 2 of them. Like, but anyway, I don't know. Maybe he had a special TV from Chicago or something. I have no idea. So we just talking. Like, at this point, we just chatting it up. And he's standing up. And he was like, you could sit down if you want to. And I'm like, nah. Like, you know, because we just in here talking about, I don't really want to sit on his bed because I don't want to give him the impression. You know, you ever sit on a man's bed, y'all having a regular conversation, y'all could be talking about the sun and the sky next to you, know he rubbing on your thigh, and you be like, hold up now, sir, where'd that come from? You know, it's always, somebody always go left, and it be like, why are you touching me now? You know, so I'm gonna just stand, look at the TV. So we just talking, whatever. And we just chatting it up. And I'm texting my sister, but I'm like, fuck, she is sitting right next to old boy, so she probably can't even open the fucking message. So I'm texting her like, you good? Like, you good? And he was just like, yeah, old boy, he finna come through. Like, yeah, I'm just really like, you know, I'm trying to do this. He hit me up to do promo. It's like, he hit me up to do promo, like a little collab or whatever. You know, I'm just like, okay, you know, like, that's what's up. And he just like, yeah. So we just talking about that shit. He telling me about like back home, telling me like why I never been to Chicago, I should come, and all this other shit like that. You know, and I'm just talking. I'm just like, yeah. So he was like, yeah, we gonna go to the spot though, like, don't trip, like, we gonna go somewhere, like, we not kidding here. He's like, damn, you see all these niggas in my house? I'm like, yeah, like, it's giving very much the spot. He's like, nah, I don't do that shit. Like, niggas don't be at my house like that. Like, you be letting people at your house like that? I'm like, no, my house is my peace. Like, people don't come to my house. Like, I don't like that. I really don't like that. So he was just like, nah, I don't play those games either. And I'm just like, I can't tell. But anyway, I didn't say that to him because I didn't want him to flip like, bitch, I said this ain't the spot. You know, so I was just like, oh, okay, you know, that's what's up. He was like, yeah, but you didn't want none of that food downstairs? Or you don't want to get too full before we go to wherever the fuck the place was. I'm like, nah, it's cool. Like, I didn't want to. He was like, yeah, but you're going to have to eat something one day. He was like, you should spend the night over here tonight. And I was just like, oh, what the fuck? So I'm like, yeah, no, I'm in my sister's car. Like, no, you know, because first, not before I said first, I'm in my sister's car. You know when you be telling people and they just don't take no for an answer. So I'm like, nah, like, this is our first time linking. We barely even talk. Like, I'm not about to just spend the night at your house. That's how. I'm not on that shit. I got a sister. Like, I'm not on that shit. Like, I'm a father. Like, I have a daughter or more. I don't fucking know how many kids this man got. So he was just like, I'm not that type of person. Like, I wouldn't even try to do nothing you don't want to do. Like, I understand, girls. I understand, like, when y'all on y'all period and y'all be wanting chocolates. And I'm just thinking, like, where the fuck is this coming from? I've never just said when I'm on my period I want to eat chocolates. And why are you telling me this? Because if I was on my period, I wouldn't be spending night at your house either. Like, what is you even talking about? I'm just sitting here like, he was like, yeah, but I'm like, and also I'm in my sister's car, you know, she drove, I parked at her house, like, street sweeping on her house street is crazy. You got to get your car, they're gonna tow it, I'm gonna get a ticket, I'll pay for your ticket. I was like, oh no, it's cool, and I'll drive you home. I was like, yeah, but then you're gonna drive me home when you want to drive me home, and I'm gonna have to stuck over here. Oh, you don't want to be over here? I was like, it's not like that, I don't want to be over here. And I was like, ain't you about to have all these people spend the night? These niggas ain't spending the night at my house. I was just like, okay, mind y'all, at this time, because he told me the place was open late night, so at this time it's probably like going on 12. They look real comfortable to me. They fed and they having fun. They playing a game. You know, they look like they spending the night at your house, Chicago. But anyway, so we just talking or whatever. And next thing you know, like, my sister was like, where you at? She texts back. So I'm like, come in here. Like, you know, come in here. So she came up in there or whatever, and we just chilling. Like, we all three just talking and shit like that. So he was like, oh yeah, YouTuber, he finna be here. Okay, oh shit, he actually just hit me and said he here. He was like, y'all want to stand here or y'all want to go back in there? Like, it really don't matter. So I'm like, I just wanted to see like what they was finna talk about and shit, and I was curious to see this whole sit down thing. So I was like, we go back in there. So we all leave out, like, and we go back in the living room, and he was like, oh, I'm finna go outside and go get him. So he go outside to go get old boy, and when he go outside, Glock was like, man, I don't trust this nigga. I don't trust this nigga. Like, he hot. Mind you, nobody's paying attention to him at all. Like, the boy that's sitting on the floor playing the game probably looked back like irritated, like, nigga, shut the fuck up. But other than that, nobody's paying no attention to him. Like, he's literally just talking to himself. If he's not on the phone talking to that girl arguing, he's talking to himself, because nobody said shit. And I wasn't finna say nothing to this man, because you probably don't trust me neither. So next thing you know, when finna say his name. When Chicago was about to come back in the house, he calls again and say, this me, I'm finna come in. Why do you have to announce that you're coming inside of your home? We know that it's you because you literally just left out the door. And mind y'all, when he went to go check something outside, he had did that same shit called. So when he got, like after he got off the phone, like Tooth was like, all right, so he hung up the phone. And next thing you know, like you could hear him at the door, like trying to unlock the lock because he had locked it when he left out, which I do like that. At least you lock your door every time because that's me. I don't care if I'm going to go check my mailbox, I'm locking my door. But anyway, yeah, so when you hear him at the door unlocking it, Glock gets up and he goes over to like the kitchen part. So mind y'all, the kitchen is open, like it's an open kitchen or whatever, but the hallway to come in is long, so you cannot see inside the kitchen until you walk down that hallway, and then it's like it's a little corner right there to pass, and then you could go inside the kitchen, but you could see us to the living room. So Glock gets up and he goes stands right there like by the little wall part where nobody could see you if you're walking in the house until they walk past that part. So he just goes stand right there. So I'm just looking like, okay, maybe I should have stayed in the room because I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, this is weird. Like, why are you going to go stand at the door? So mind y'all, I'm trying to focus on what's gonna happen because I also hear Tooth talking bullshit to my sister, asking her dumbass questions. So I'm just sitting here like, the fuck? But me and my sister both trying to pay attention, like, what the fuck is going on? So Chicago walks through the door. He's with YouTuber, and YouTuber got a girl with him. So they walk through the door or whatever, and right when they walk through the door, then Chicago walked past because he walked first, like he's in front of them. Right when he like walked past the little kitchen part, Glock moved out and was all like, start patting old boy down, start patting YouTuber down. He was just like, hey, at first he like, ah, like laughing, and he was like, open, move your arms, nigga. And then he just patted him down with the thing. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And I know the YouTuber boy, at first he was kind of like laughing, like, hey, like, you know, but then he started to see, like, this is serious. I know at first he probably was thinking, like, oh, they pranking me or something. But no, then he realized, like, oh, okay, this is real. This is really going on. So the girl, she looking, like, a little afraid. Like, she's looking uneasy. So then he told her, like, open your purse. So she just opening her purse, but she's, like, shaking and shit. And he was like, all right, y'all good. They good. So Chicago was like, nigga, you crazy. You didn't even have to do that shit. I didn't tell that boy to do that shit. Mind you, but you let him do that shit. Like, you talking about something, you didn't tell him to do it, but you let him do it. I'm just thinking, I'm happy he didn't check our purses. Like, wow. But anyway, so he was like, all right. So then he finds a foldable chair. Like, where does chair come from? You couldn't give me that chair when I was asking for a chair. And yeah. So anyway, he finds a chair and let him sit down, and it was like, sit down, nigga. Like, mind you, that's how Glock talking to him. Chicago is just cool, you know, and Glock like, sit down, nigga, sit down. So he sit down, and the girl, she just standing there looking so afraid, like, what the fuck is going on? So he sit down and he like, yeah, so tell us what you trying to do with this nigga. Like, so tell us, like, what's going on? And I'm just sitting here like, why is he so aggressive? Like, mind you, this had nothing to do with him. So Chicago over here laughing. He like, yeah, so bro, we finna do this, that, and the third. And Glock over here looking mad as hell, like a pit bull that just got roughed up. He's sitting here mad, and I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck? And he like, so what was you finna say? Like, and he about to answer him, but Chicago cut him off like, bro, like, we're talking, don't mind him. Like, basically, you know, he didn't say that, but it was basically given like, I'm talking to you. Just stop worrying about that man talking to you. But it's like, I'm gonna talk to the person that got the thing. Like, I'm gonna talk to him too, because what the fuck? So anyway, so he's talking or whatever. He talking to him, and while he's talking, we like, okay, I'm like, I'm finna actually go to the bathroom. Like, so I told my sister, like, let's go to the bathroom. So she's like, all right. So when we walking by to go to the bathroom, the girl was like, can you show me to where the bathroom is too? Like, I have to use the bathroom. So YouTuber, he looking nervous, like, why are you leaving with these girls? Like, whole time we just here too, like, we all guests here, like, we ain't a part of this. So we go to the bathroom. When we walk into the bathroom, like right when we hit the corner or whatever, we walking down the hallway, she's like, when do y'all date Chicago? Like, that's y'all boo or whatever. I'm like, girl, no, this is our first time here too. So she was like, oh, okay, because I was gonna ask whose boo is the one with the thing, like, you know, who boo is that? Because what's up with that? And I was like, girl, I don't know. I'm like, we just wanted to get away, so that's why we went to the bathroom. So she comes inside the bathroom with us, like, we all in the bathroom just talking and shit. And she was like, girl, like, I'm nervous. Like, he didn't tell me it was gonna be like this. I told him you can't just be linking with, you know, hood niggas thinking that it's okay to try to do videos with and stuff. Like, you can't just be doing that. And we coming to link late night. Like, why are y'all coming at this time to link anyway? That's probably why Glock was on his toes. Like, you know, like, why are you coming this late to link to talk about something that you could talk about over the phone? I don't know. I really don't know what they was supposed to be talking about. So she like, I was telling him, like, she was like, do you think like he'll do something to him? I was like, girl, I would hope not. Like, you know, but I can't get, I don't know. Shit, I don't know that man. So she was like, what? Like, you know, she's like, and my sister's like, girl, right, you can't, I don't, shit. Like, that boy is crazy. Like, he is crazy. So she's just over here nervous. And I'm like, I'm not trying to make her more nervous, but girl, I can't tell you everything's gonna be okay, because I don't know. Like, they set him down. We not in there anymore. I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So she was just like, oh my God, like, girl, like, I just want him to hurry up, them to talk and let's to leave. Like, I didn't even want to come in the house. Like, you know, I told him I could stay outside, because I guess he had them park their car with the hazards on too. So he's like, I told him I could stay in the car. And he was like, you finna let me go in here with these niggas by myself? And I'm just like, girl, what are you supposed to do? And she was like, exactly, like, what am I supposed to do? So we over here, we just all laughing, talking in the bathroom and stuff like that. And mind y'all, what's his name had told us that somebody else was supposed to come. Like, well, he didn't really tell us. He told them, but we was like paying attention. And mind y'all, so this person had never came, but they was making it seem like they didn't like the person who was supposed to be coming. So I'm just like, yeah, so when he told us this over, like when we before overheard him saying this person was supposed to be coming, this is way before he had even went outside to go check on the situation. So the whole time I'm thinking, like, when I end up going in the room, I was really thinking like, damn, if somebody busts in this motherfucker, hopefully my sister will hop over the balcony into her car. How the fuck am I gonna get out? You know, I was really trying to debate, like, how is this gonna happen? Like, how am I gonna get out? So we over here, we telling her like how we was thinking, like, you know, we just laughing in the bathroom. Next thing you know, you hear boom, 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 like you hear a big ass knock. So you hear a big ass knock, like boom, boom, boom. So we got quiet. Like, we just got quiet and froze. But mind y'all, the bathroom that we went to was by the door. So we like froze, because I'm thinking, is this the bathroom door or is this the home door? And I'm just like, we really got quiet. And it got quiet in there too. Like, it got quiet as fuck, because we could kind of hear them talking, but it got quiet. So next thing you know, I'm like, and it was like, I don't think so. So then you hear it again. Boom, boom, boom. It sounded like somebody kicking the fucking door. So I'm like, yo, oh my God. Like, you know, I'm like, oh my God. I'm whispering, but for the sake of y'all ears, I ain't finna whisper that whole time. So I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, wow, somebody's trying to get in here, like, you know. And they like, what the fuck? And she was like, girl, what the fuck do you think is going on? I'm like, I don't know, but we need an escape plan. I'm like, maybe, look, I'm over here thinking, I'm like, maybe after they go in and airbrush, and you know, we hear the little commotion that happens, we could probably run out through the front door and like just make a run for it. Or, you know, I'm thinking like, what could we do? Because we really ain't got that many options. So she like, oh my God. So she was like, you really thinking some shit finna go down? And my sister was like, shit, you never know with these niggas. I was like, what? I know the girl was tired of it. Like, if you're watching this, if she's watching this video, if she somehow come across this video, I know she's probably like, bitch, y'all was really getting on my nerves. Because we over here, now we laughing about it like, bitch, you're stupid. Like, ah, and she over here looking scared like, I don't get what's funny. So next thing you know, we hear footsteps walking to the door, like, from inside the house. So we like, oh shit, it's finna go down. Like, you know, I'm like, oh, I'm over here in the bathroom, but I'm praying like, oh my God, please. So next thing you know, we hear the person going, we hear them like unlocking the locks. So we get quiet again, and next thing you know, he opened the door, and you hear, man, nigga, we was finna blow your motherfucking top back. Why the fuck you was knocking like that? And they just laughing like, ah, like, I wanted to start some shit. I just want to start some shit up. Like, you know, they laughing. I'm just thinking like, if you know you have crazy ass friends in the house, why would you do that? Like, you say you want to start some shit, like you just miss playing laser tag with your friends or something like that. What the fuck? Why did you do that? Why was you knocking like that? So he was like, man, nigga. So they laughing. Glock was like, nigga, I would have you, like, I would have, you know, him. And he was like, ah, nigga, I wanted to see you. I want to see you try, nigga. But they laughing, and I'm just like, what the fuck? So next thing you know, you hear a YouTuber calling for the girl, and I'm like, yeah, I know. He probably like, yeah, it's time for me to get the fuck up out of here. So we end up leaving out the bathroom. And he looking, he was like, you good, you good? I'm like, yeah. So Chicago was like, why y'all was all in the bathroom? I'm like, we was just fixing our hair and shit like that. And I'm like, we was scared. Like, you know, I'm like, after we heard that knock, like, we was kind of nervous. He's like, yeah, nah, I would protect you. Like, you're not gonna be in my house and some shit happen. I will protect you. So I'm just thinking like, huh. But mind you, at this time, Chicago, because we coming out the bathroom, he just came from the door. He had everybody had one. It was, we didn't have one. Like, why you didn't come to the bathroom and provide us with protection? Like, how was we gonna protect ourselves? But anyway, we come back in there, and then next thing you know, they get a phone call that somebody's coming inside, and it was store runner. He coming back in. So YouTuber, he just like, okay, all right, bro, I see you later. We'll link another time, you know, whatever. So they leaving. The girl, we like, bye. Like we said bye to her. They left. So I'm just like, yeah, I see why they left. Like I know he probably was like, yeah, no, I don't even think they ever did this collab. Like I never seen it. You know what? That probably was enough for him. He probably was like, I'm gonna run and run fucking fast. Anyway. So we go back in there, we sitting down or whatever. We sitting down, and next thing you know, like, they talking and shit. Store runner come back in there, and he was like, he giving everybody stuff. And he gave Glock something too, because Glock asked for, like, multiple things. So he gave him, so Glock was like, where's my, I forgot what it was. Let's just say it was a soda. He's like, where my soda at? And he like, oh, they didn't have it. He was like, nigga, they didn't have it. He like, yeah, they didn't have it. He was like, so you didn't call me? And he was like, bro, I wasn't even thinking like that. He was like, so when they didn't have the shit, you didn't call me. And he was like, nah, like, I wasn't even thinking like that. So he was like, so you didn't go to a different store? Mind y'all, it's a possibility he could have went to a different store, because this nigga was gone for a long ass time. So he was just like, bro, I don't got gas like that. I don't give a fuck what you got. You didn't call me. You didn't go to a different store. So you think that shit is cool? And I'm just sitting here like, mind you, everybody's still having their side conversations. Boy that's playing the game, look back again like, nigga, shut up. And everybody just having their side conversations. But I'm over here like, trying to look but not look, because I don't want him to cuss me out and tell me to go to the store, because I didn't even drive. I can't go to the store for you. So he's just like talking shit. He like, man, like, bro, I don't have gas. He like, who the fuck you talking to? And I'm just sitting here like, this conversation is not going on. So Chicago over there, he started laughing, and he just like store runner on the back. It was like, man, eat your shit. Like, you know, he was just like, eat your stuff. Like, so yeah, so next thing you know, what's it called? So he's sitting there mad. Glock's sitting there hot. Like, he's hot as fuck. So next thing you know, what's it called? Chicago, my bad, Cosmaster's name, Chicago, he was all like, oh shit, I want to show you this song. So he was like, he wanted to show it to me too. So I was like, okay, shit. So we go back up in his room, and the other boy that came, we all go up in there or whatever. And it was like a video or something like that. He wanted to play it for us. So my sister, she ended up staying right there with Tooth, because he was talking like, stay, like, you keep leaving me, like, da-da-da. So she's just talking to Tooth. So we in there, we listen to the song. My sister, next thing you know, she texts me, she's like, bitch, why this nigga is pointing the beam at this nigga? He just keep pointing the beam at him. Glock is sitting here pointing, playing with the thing, and pointing the beam at the laser at fucking store runner. He's like, yes, he just keep putting it all over his body, just pointing at him, like, just playing with it. So I'm just like, this nigga really wanted that soda. I'm just like, what the fuck? So I'm like, she was like, bitch, I'm gonna come up in there. So I'm like, come, yeah, because I don't know what the fuck going on. So she ended up coming up in there, and she was just like, you know what, we're about to go to the, like, we thirsty, like, I'm thirsty. I'm like, yeah, let's go to the store. So he was like, wait, like, y'all going to the store? Why you didn't tell store runner what y'all wanted? So we like, nah, it's cool, we just gonna go to the store. She's like, anyway, I gotta move my car, you know? And I'm like, yeah. He was like, well, nah, I'm gonna go to the store with y'all. Like, I'll drive. So she was like, I can't just leave my car right there. He was like, nah, you could park at my other spot, because he had 2 cars. So he had 2 cars, so he had 2 spots, and then he had an extra, like, visitor spot or something like that. I really don't know. I really don't know the situation, but I just know what he did was fucked up though, because not to us but to store runner. But anyway, so he was like, yeah, y'all can park in this other spot or whatever. So it was like, all right, whatever. So we like, all right, we finna go to the store. So we go down the stairs or whatever, and the other boy, he go in the living room with them, and we finna go to the store. So they was like, all right. So he was like, why you didn't send that nigga to the store? Why y'all didn't put in an order with that nigga? That's what Glock saying. But mind y'all, we not saying nothing back to him, because I'm like, nobody else talking to him. I ain't finna talk to him neither. So we was like, yeah, we finna go to the store or whatever. We'll be right back. So next thing you know, he was like, I still want my soda. And he was like, well, you better tell that nigga. Why are you telling me? Like, you know, why are you telling me you want a soda? Tell that nigga. So then he was like, he looked at him, but mind you, he still has this beam on him. Mind you, Chicago didn't even say shit like, bro, stop playing with that shit in this house. So why you got that on that man? Like, no. And he just sitting there, like, store runner just sitting there like, well, like, oh, well. So he was like, yeah. So he was like, all right, he finna go to the store. So we go outside. I'm like, well, we finished waiting for you outside, because it's a lot going on. So we waiting outside. He ended up going back in the house. And next thing you know, we all leaving out. And he telling the store owner, like, yeah, I'm going to need your spot anyway, like where you parking your car at. So he was like, bro, where I'm going to park? And he was like, I don't know, but I need to park their car in the spot that you're parking in. And he was just like, but if you park their car there, where would I park? So he's like, I don't know. He was like, put your hazards on and park right there. And he was like, but like, I can't leave my car there. He was like, bro, just put your hazards on and park right there. He was like, if you don't want to leave it there, then just park in this. It was like some zone, mind y'all, where he told me to park at, because now we walking through the parking lot. It's literally a spot, and it says do not like tow away zone. Like, it literally said that. He's like, park right there. He was like, bro, but they're gonna tow my car. He was like, you could get it out. So he like, bro, like, I'm not about to park right here. He was like, at least if I park right here, can you tell the security, like, not to tow my car? And he was just like, bro, okay, if they tow your car, I'll get your car out. Just park right there. They finna park their car somewhere else. I'm not finna let their car get towed. So he was like, man. So he mad, but he was leaving anyway. So we pull the car where he was parked at, and we get in Chicago's car and we leave. And y'all, before we get in Chicago car, because I don't play that, because we could have, my sister was just like, we could drive in my car, like, I don't mind driving. But he was like, nah, it's cool, because I know where the store's at. Like, stores is closing around here, so I know where the store's at. He was like, and plus, we gonna go anyway, like, we finna leave. So that's why I'm telling you to park your car right here. He was all like, but yeah, so before we get in the car, I already told him off top. I'm like, do you drive crazy? Me and my sister both were saying, like, do you drive crazy? And he like, nah, like, I could drive normal. Like, I could drive regular if y'all need me to. And I'm like, yeah, because, y'all, I asked people that before I hopped in their car, because I don't play that shit. Like, I was in a car accident that took my little sister's life. Like, I do not play that driving crazy shit. Like, I don't play none of that. Like, so I'm just like, you sure? Like, don't play with us, because we not gonna hop in this car. So he's like, nah, I'm good. So we get in the car. We end up leaving. We seen, when we was leaving, we did see, we see Story Runner looking like a little sad puppy, because I guess he probably like, y'all, I don't know why Story Runner hang out with these people. Maybe it was just a bad day. Let me stop. Then probably his bros, because I see, like, okay, we'll get there. But yeah, so we end up leaving or whatever, and we go to the store, and it was a special like drink he was looking for, because we went to this other store and he found the drink. So after that, he like, all right, let's go eat. So I'm just thinking like, why he didn't bring tooth? Like, you know, but it was fine, because my sister was not feeling him. And it was funny, because we in the car and we just laughing and joking with him. So my sister like, where is his teeth at? And he like, oh, that nigga ain't had no teeth. Bro, you know damn well your homeboy ain't had no teeth. It's like, man, that nigga ain't had no teeth. What the fuck? That shit is crazy. So I'm like, how you didn't know your friend ain't got no teeth? And he was like, because, like, that's crazy. Like, why would he not have teeth? And I'm just like, is this not your friend? Like, do you not know him? He's like, yeah, that's my boy. Like, why would I not know my boy? And I'm just like, because you literally asking us, why would he not have teeth? Like, as if we just took him out his mouth. Like, what is you talking about? So next thing you know, he playing his music for us and all the other stuff, whatever. So we go. Next thing you know, after we left the store, he started like looking at the place, and he was like, fuck, they finna close in 10 minutes. Like, y'all want to try to put in a call-in order and go? So I was like, nah, because I don't like going to places when they finna close. Like, I don't. That's when you get the nastiest service. Like, people, when y'all go to places, like, if you go to a place and they finna close, whether it's fast food, anywhere, restaurant, and you get, you can't judge the food based off that experience, because they gonna give you, I feel like they gonna give you what they had throughout the whole day. They gonna rush it because they trying to get off, make this shit and go. So I'm like, no, it's cool. So he was like, all right, well, looking up other places, like trying to look up other restaurants. So I'm like, we could get some fast food or whatever like that. He was like, no, it's cool. Like, you know what? Like, it's a bowling alley. Y'all want to go bowling? So we was like, all right, cool. So we ended up pulling up to the bowling alley, and it's just the three of us. Mind y'all, at this time, Tooth is really blowing his phone up. Like, where y'all at? Where you take her? Like, where did you take my girl? Like, where y'all at? And he's like, bro, we going to the store. Mind y'all, this nigga got the thing on. I was talking about, we are going to the store. We pulling up. We already done went to the store with the bowling alley. He talking about, bro, we're going to the store. Chill. Like, she gonna be back. And he like, man, where'd you take her? Like, why you didn't tell me? I would have came to the store with y'all. He like, bro, we gonna be back. Like, you know. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, why is he lying? So I'm thinking like, this nigga is really a liar, because you're really over here lying, telling me, bro, we go to the store, we pull to the bowling alley. So we went there, and it was just the three of us, and we was bowling and shit. This nigga is posting on Instagram. This nigga is posting me on Instagram. Like, not just posting on Instagram. He's posting me on Instagram bowling. Like, he really was taking off guard videos of me, to where when it was not my turn to bowl, and I'm over here going through Instagram, I see he posted a story and I viewed it, and I'm like, why is he posting me? Like, nigga, don't do that. Don't, like, not like that, but like that. Like, don't do that. Like, because y'all, we fought, like, it was a lot of people that I know that follow him and shit like that, and I just didn't have time for the drama. I don't know who this man talked to, fuck with. I don't got time for that. fuck with. Like, he didn't have no girlfriend, of course, but I don't have time for no now weird bitches to see and be like, oh, I'm gonna like do some weird shit or fake. Like, I don't have time for none of that shit, because it's like we're literally just hanging out and we just bowling. Like, it is not that deep. So anyway, so he posted me, but it's like, if you know me, you gonna know like, oh, that's Symone. Like, so I'm just looking like, what the fuck, this nigga posted me? But I didn't say nothing about it. Like, you know, it's whatever. It is what it is. So we bowling. For some reason, y'all, whenever I go bowling with people, they be like bowling champs and shit. Like, even if it's like guys, girls, whatever, I don't know why. I think I lost. I think I have a picture. If I have a picture, I'll insert it. If I don't, I don't. But I have a video though. I'll insert the video when it's at the bowling alley. But this nigga, he won like good. Like, I'm like, damn. Like, I see in Chicago, y'all be throwing balls because you was really bowling champ of America or something. But anyway, we ended up leaving out. When we was leaving out the bowling alley, because now they really hitting his phone. They like, man, what the fuck? He calling. He like, bro, we at the store. Mind you, you posted on your story. You posted me bowling on your story. And they see you're bowling. Why are you still saying you at the store? He even posted the score like when he won. And he's still telling them like when they call, bro, nigga, I'm at the store. I'm at the fucking store. And I'm just like, this nigga, why? What's your point of lying? So anyway, we leaving out and it's like a group of people outside. So the boys, they kind of looking like, oh, like they looking at his car and shit, like looking at him. Mind y'all, they really looking at the car. This nigga, it was like younger boys. This nigga walked over to me. He was like, yeah, it's me. It's Chicago. Like, he said, this nigga says his name. Like, they was not checking for him. They like, oh shit, what's up? Like, what's up, man? And he like, yeah, what's up, y'all? Oh, what's up? Like, you know, and they just like, oh, okay. So he's just talking to them. I'm like, can we get in the car? Like, we get in the car, whatever. I'm just like, is it me? Or did they, like, was they really checking for him? And he was like, she was like, no, he was checking for them. Like, you know, it was just funny. But after that, like, after he had all this little situation with them and shit like that, we ended up getting in the car and we ended up going to Jack in the Box just to get something to eat real quick. Because mind you, at the bowling alley, the kitchen was closed, so we didn't even eat. Why when we in the car, he talking about stuff, so when you gonna come to Chicago? Like, when you gonna be mine? Like, when you gonna this, that, and the third? So my sister like, you not finna just up and take my sister to Chicago? Like, you not finna just take her? He was like, you could come too, sis. This is the part that got me, though. He like, you could come too, sis. So she like, okay, so when you gonna take us to Chicago? He's like, whenever y'all ready. Like, whenever y'all ready, we gonna go. So I'm like, I'm just being funny, and I'm just like, man, I was like, I'm not trying to get shot. Like, that's all I said, like, just trying to be funny. And he gonna say, well, I mean, I can't guarantee that's not gonna happen. He's like, but when you with me, just know, if they bust, we busting back. And he was like, and we gonna get chauffeured around the city, you know, just have a good time. I'm gonna show you the good food. Like, how you just say that and then just continue to say good things? Like, I'm gonna just be like, you know what, that, even though you said it's a possibility, fuck it, that good food and that chauffeur car ride sounds good. Like, nigga, how did you just say that, slide that in there and then keep it going? He was like, yeah, I mean, but yeah, we gonna be doing this, we're gonna be living good, we're gonna be good. I'm well respected over there, I'm real respected, you know, I do got ops though, but you know, I'm real respected. We gonna eat, oh, it's this one spot, you gotta try this. And we like, what? My sister was like, hold up, nigga, you just said. And he was like, okay, like, you know, pretty much like, okay, but look at all the good things I just said after that. Like, it's like, so he like, nothing's gonna happen to you, nothing's gonna happen to you, just come, like, just y'all gonna come. And it's like, but you literally just said. So I'm just like, no, like, you know, we just talking and shit. It was cool, like, it was a vibe. When we got back, we really didn't even go inside the house. Like, we just put up to our car, and he drove past where store runner car was parked at. He called him, he was like, nigga, you in the house? And he was like, yeah, why? And he was like, oh shit, they took your car. Look, mind you, he told store runner that he would talk to the security so they wouldn't take the car. But he's like, oh yeah, shit, they took your car. So store runner like, man, what the fuck? And he just hung up in his face. He was like, that nigga gonna have to get that shit out tomorrow because there's nothing he could do tonight. Y'all, and I'm just sitting here like, this nigga ain't shit. So he was like, yeah. So we pull up to our car or whatever. And he was like, I'm gonna see you again. You know, we just talking. I'm like, yeah, like, I'm gonna see you again. He's like, y'all still gotta take you to that place. He was like, we all can hang out, like, bring sis, you know, it's cool. He was all like, I'll have a different homie for her, like, if you don't like the homeboy, like, you know, just cool. Mind you, we leaving off on a good note. We end up leaving, and it's like the next day. He hitting me up, we talking, like, it's cool. Now he could actually text back. I've noticed it's some people who do that, where it be like they text and be horrible, but then when you link with them and you show them you a whole vibe, now they want to be all texting, all good and shit. And it be like, so you do know how to text, you just whatever. But anyway, so now we just texting and stuff, things cool, and he's trying to see me like that next day, but I had work and shit like that, so I'm like, I'm not about to see you. And plus I want to schedule when my sister could see him, because I wasn't just trying to, even though he was cool, but I wasn't just trying to, I wanted to go like with my sister because it was a vibe. Like he said, like we could all link up together again. So I wasn't really tripping, and plus I didn't even mind, like I would have went out with him, like, because he ended up hitting me. It would be like times, it just was bad, like he wanted to see me the very next day. Like, nigga, I have a job. So he hit me up, and it was like the next day or whatever. He hit me up like, can I see you? And I'm just like, I'm at work. He was like, okay, what you doing after work? So I'm just like, you know, telling him the shit that I'm doing. He like, all right. And he was like, so what are you doing tomorrow? I'm like, I have work. Like, you know, I told him like weekends is better for me. This nigga gonna say, I'll pay for you to take 2 days off. Like, you could take your sick pay and I'll pay you the money too to just, you know, hang out. Let's hang out. So I'm just like, nah, I can't do that last minute. Like, I ain't about to use my sick hours, the fuck. So, you know, I might really be needing to take a vacation one day and need my sick time. I'm about to use them to hang out in the city with you. Like, what the fuck? So I'm just like, nah, I'm free on the weekends. Like, we could really hang out on the weekends. Like, I'm off. So he like, okay. So then this, mind y'all, this was all that same day. He hits me up later today and was all, and sent me a picture of some food and was like, I'm at this restaurant in Hollywood. Pull up. Come eat. Nigga, didn't I just tell you that I'm free on the weekends? I guess he didn't pay attention to that. So I'm just like, oh, that look good as fuck. But yeah, this weekend we could, you know, go eat somewhere. And he was just like, K. He literally said K. K. Next thing you know, I'm posting shit. I don't know what if it was like Throwback Thursday or some shit, but I'm posting shit and I like tag somebody, right? This nigga go and follow them. And only how I know this is because when I had ended up going to my homegirl page, I seen he was following her. And I'm just like, okay. Mind y'all, me and my sister, when we went out, I tagged her and stuff like randomly on my page. He followed my sister, which is nothing wrong with that because, again, we hung out with her. So there's nothing wrong with him following her, right? Y'all. After that, like, we talked, like, we would be texting, but we haven't hung out again because only reason why we didn't hang out is because one, I wasn't finna go to your house ever again. Ever. I'm not going to your house ever again. And for two, it would just be bad timing. Like, it would really be bad timing. And this nigga was so impatient. It was like, I want to see you now. And it'd be like, nigga, like, no, I have stuff to do. Like, chill out. When I tell y'all over the course of a week, because my homegirl knew I was with him because, y'all, I share my location with my friends. So I had sent it, like, her my location. And I told her, like, oh, this is what me and my sister finna link with and shit like that. Over the course of a week of me, after I seen him, anybody I tagged during that week, he followed them and he DM'd them and told them to pull up. Even my sister, even the sister that I pulled up with, he DM'd her and said, come see me. He DM'd my homegirl, said, come see me. That's how he would say it too. Come see me. Come see me. He'll just send a message and say, come see me. That's it. It was another girl I tagged. He didn't even follow her. He just DM'd her and said, come see me. Mind you, these are my friends. So they send it to me like, bitch, ain't this yo nigga? Like, you know, like they really real friends sending it to me and letting me know, like, girl. And I was like, bitch, that is not my nigga. Like, no. Because mind y'all, even though we would be texting after that, like a little better, we wasn't texting on that. I wasn't on that type of time. He really was really giving cool homeboyish. And I know somebody gonna say, if he was giving homeboyish to you, then why is it a problem? Because, nigga, you don't know what the future may hold. Not saying that you gotta hold off for me. Maybe I might like you. But nigga, we only hung out once. Like, you know, I don't know where it was going. Like, I don't know where it was going. But it's like, why are you hitting up everybody I fucking know telling them to come see you? Like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, and my homegirl gonna say, maybe he think that's how you gonna be able to see him again. I said, no, that's out. I never said nothing to him about it. After I just stopped, like, replying to him. Because it was, like, my sister showed me. And they was like, what the fuck? This nigga's weird. Then it was, like, my homegirl. Then this other girl. And I'm just like, okay, this nigga is weird as fuck. It was, like, 3 people. And no telling after that. Like, no telling. Because I done put birthday shout-outs and stuff. Like, I just stopped because I was just like, what the fuck? This nigga is weird. Like, you didn't even give me a chance to want to see you again. He DMs me, come see me too, still to this day. Like, he'll hit me and be like, come see me. Or he'd be like, you fake. Like, why I ain't seen you again? Da 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 da. You know, like, he must have lost my number because he don't hit my line, which is fine. But, nigga, you want to see me? You want to see everybody. Like, it's not wrong with you wanting to see everybody, but you can't be wanting to see my friends too. Like, you can't want to see my friends. Like, that's weird. Why would I want to talk to you? Like, why would I want to pursue anything with you when you gonna try to, you the nigga that's gonna fuck on my homegirls? Well, my homegirls ain't gonna do that, but you the nigga that's gonna try. Like, that's weird. Like, that's very much weird energy. I don't want to like you, and then next thing you know, you're DMing my homegirls and my sister, the one that was with me. Like, I don't know who you think you are. Like, I swear, niggas, ooh, some guys with money think they could just have the world. Like, they really think that that money or that fame or that popularity, whatever, they think that that could get them anything they want. But baby, I do not care about that. I'm not that girl that needs $40. I'm not that girl. Like, I'm not that girl. Like, yes, I'm gonna want some shit, but I'm not the girl who need it. I you know, want and need is two different things. Like, you know, want and need is very too much different things. Like, I'm not about to put up with no shit from nobody because I need you. That's out. You know, want something you're gonna do for me, that's fine, that's cool, you know, do it, spend that money, honey. But I don't need you, nigga, so I'm not gonna deal with you because I need or what I feel like I could gain out of you. But yeah, at the same time, you're trying to fuck with my homegirls. Like, it's giving very much slow. So yeah, after that, I've never seen that man again, you know. And it's crazy because he even gave Store Runner a birthday shout out, like, you know, and it was all of them together. Like, it was like pictures of all of them together, like Glock when they was little and shit. So I'm just thinking, like, okay, why do y'all treat him like that? Maybe it was just a bad day. But yeah, he's wild. He's wild. And then he don't give up either, because my homegirl, he had her come see me like a few times, and she just left it on scene. Like, she just leave it on scene. Like, she didn't even follow him back. But yeah, that's it for this story, y'all, about my experience. I don't know what I'm gonna title this story, y'all, at all. But anyway, that's it for this story. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm doing a little better, y'all. It's 10:30, not at 4 a.m. Y'all know I usually be recording at 1 and shit, but it's 10:30, so I'm about to actually edit and get this up to y'all Friday. So that will be, yeah, y'all gonna see it. But anyway, this is the end for this story, you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, y'all. Your girl's on her way to 100K. We almost there, and I'm so excited. I couldn't thank anyone else but you guys. Y'all made this happen for me. I would not be here without the love and support that you guys show me constantly with everything I post. Like, even when it's stuff that I know y'all not interested in watching, like certain promo videos I do, I know, like, and y'all still would be there. There be some people still there talk about something I don't even care about. They don't literally say I don't care about this video, but you're still there supporting me just because y'all be like, I love you and I want to run your shit up. And I love y'all for that. Like, I love every single one of y'all who watch any of my videos. Like, even if it's just the story times, I love you. If you watch every single one of my videos, I love you. If you're tuned into me on social media, I love you. Like, I love you. So yeah, don't forget to also follow me on all my social medias. Instagram at Vivalayoshii, TikTok at LifeWithSymone, and Twitter at LifeWithSymone. And to my people that's on Twitter, y'all already know I'm a different person on Twitter. And Twitter is easier for me to, like, really, on Twitter, I really talk to y'all a lot because it's so much easier. Like, on Twitter, it's so much easier for me to see when y'all tweet me, like, you know, versus a DM on Instagram. Like, if you DM me on Twitter, I probably don't see that because, like I said, my shit be just, like, you know, be like spam stuff and stuff like that. So I really don't be even in my Twitter DM. But like, tweeting me, y'all know. If you know, you know. Like, I interact on Twitter so much. Instagram, I interact as much as I can if I see it, you know. But again, I be like having so much shit. But yeah, follow me on all my social medias. I love you guys so much. Peace out.